My beloved, lean in close now. Come sit beside me in this sanctuary of spirit and stillness. For I have something sacred to tell you. A truth forged not in fury, but in the quiet resilience of a soul that has lived, loved, lost, and risen again. Let me tell you, child, there will be days when the world won't clap for you. They will mock your steps, laugh at your dreams, and toss your heart aside like it's nothing but a forgotten coin on a cold sidewalk. Yes, they will betray you, break you, and still expect you to beg for pieces of your dignity. Ah, my child, come close now. Let me take your hand in mine. Let the winds hush their breath. Let the earth still her turning for a moment. For I want you to hear this truth I've carried deep within my bones. Rise through radiance, not rage. You see, the world will often tempt you to burn, to set your sorrow ablaze, and let your fury light the sky. They will mock your name, stain your reputation, twist your kindness into weakness, and they will wait, yes, they will wait like wolves in the shadows for your howl, for your retaliation, for your rage. But child, listen here and hold these words with care. Rage is loud but fleeting. Radiance is quiet and eternal. Oh, I know what it feels like to be wronged. I've tasted the salt of betrayal on my lips. I've worn pain like a second skin. There were days I wanted to scream so loud that even the stars would tremble. Days when I wanted justice to rain down like thunder. But let me tell you, those moments pass. The storm always moves. And what remains, what lingers like the scent of magnolia on a southern breeze, is who you become in the midst of it all. I chose not to rage. I chose to rise, not because I didn't hurt, not because I didn't bleed, but because I realized that my power, my true and lasting power, did not live in fury, it lived in light. The world may try to drag you into darkness, but baby, you carry your own sun. They will try to reduce you to the echo of their own bitterness, but you are not their echo. You are your own song, a melody stitched from strength and dignity, resilience and grace. It takes more courage to smile through sorrow than to scream through it. It takes more strength to walk away than to strike back. Anyone can be consumed by anger, but only the brave, only the truly mighty choose to shine. Do not think that radiance is weakness. No, child, it is the very opposite. It is standing tall when everything around you says full. It is lifting your chin when the world tries to bow your head. It is choosing peace not because the war isn't real, but because you refuse to let the war live inside you. When they underestimate you, let them. When they lie about you, let them. When they mock your journey, your dreams, your hope, let them. For each time they try to dim your light, turn it up a notch, glow a little brighter. Speak a little softer, but stand a little firmer. Show them that your spirit cannot be scorched, no matter how hot their hate may burn. Rising through radiance means choosing healing over hurting. It means choosing to build instead of break, to love instead of lash out. It is not about pretending you were never wounded. It is about showing that you are not defined by the wound. You are the scar that glistens like gold. You are the survivor with soft hands and a steel spine. I remember long ago a woman came to me. Her heart was heavy. Her tears were fresh. She asked me how to face those who had cut her with cruelty and danced in her pain. I looked into her eyes and I said, "Darling, don't match their madness. Multiply your light. Make yourself so whole that when they look at you they see what they could never destroy." And that is what I am telling you now. You see, revenge is not just about getting even. It's about getting elevated. It's about becoming so completely yourself, unapologetically, unbreakably yourself, that their shadows cannot touch you, their bitterness cannot bend you, their noise cannot mute your melody. And oh child, when you choose radiance, the universe moves for you. The sun stretches toward you, the rivers rise to greet you, and every good thing that was ever meant for you begins to make its way to your door. Not because you begged for it, not because you fought for it, but because you became it. Don't let this world harden your heart. Don't let people's poison turn your soul sour. You were born to shine, to rise like the morning sun after a moonless night, to walk like royalty, speak like poetry, and love like a river steady, boundless and free. So the next time they come for you with their cruelty and claws, remember, you don't have to stoop, you don't have to scream, you don't have to fight fire with fire. Be the water, be the ocean that cannot be held back, be the rain that cleanses the earth after the fire has passed. Rise, baby, rise with joy, rise with compassion, rise with vision and purpose, and rise with the kind of quiet power that does not need to announce itself. It simply arrives, transforms, and remains. Rise through radiance, not rage, and when they look at you years later glowing with grace and peace, they'll wonder how you did it. Let them wonder. You won't need to say a word. Your very life will be the answer. Come closer, sugar. Sit with me and hush your racing heart. I want to tell you something. Your soul already knows, but may have forgotten in the noise of this cruel world. You don't have to argue your worth. You don't have to defend your divinity. Let your progress speak louder than your pain. Oh yes, I know what they said about you. I know the way they turned their backs, how they wagged their tongues and danced on your downfall like it was music made for their celebration. You gave your love freely and they called you foolish. You tried your best and they said it wasn't enough. You stayed silent in dignity and they mistook it for weakness. But baby, listen to me with your heart now. Your story ain't finished. You don't need to chase them down to prove your point. You don't have to lay your soul bare in hopes that they'll understand. Most times the people who break you ain't interested in your truth. They're only loyal to their lies, and yet we are taught to explain, to justify, to plead for understanding. But what if I told you the most powerful thing you can ever do is to go quiet and grow? Yes, grow even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Grow like a tree that don't argue with the axe. It simply grows another ring, stronger, wider, and more rooted than before. Let the fruit of your growth fall where it may. The ones meant to be nourished by it will know exactly what it means. And those who never cared for your tree in the first place, they'll walk right past it, and that's all right too. You see, baby, your progress is your poetry. It is the language the world can't ignore. You may feel invisible now, but every step you take forward is a declaration. I am still here. Every night you cry yourself to sleep and still rise in the morning. That is progress. Every time you forgive without an apology, that is power. Every time you choose peace over pettiness, healing over havoc, love over longing, that is your soul speaking louder than any wound. There is a kind of grace that lives in perseverance. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand a standing ovation. It simply becomes undeniable. Let your haters stay confused. Let them whisper in corners while you build palaces in peace. Let them mock your past while you create a future so glorious it blinds every eye that once looked down on you. You don't owe them an update. You don't owe them your blueprint. They turned away when you were building, so they don't get to stand beside you when it's finished. Instead of clapping back, climb higher. Instead of trying to fix what they broke, fix your crown. Instead of cursing them in your thoughts, bless yourself with silence, with work, with vision. Let them watch while you turn every scar into scripture. Let them hear the echo of your success ring through the very walls they tried to keep you out of. Because progress, it don't need to prove anything. It simply moves, like a river carving through mountains, like a sunrise that keeps rising whether anyone watches or not, like a woman who's learned that her voice is her own, and her power doesn't depend on applause. You see, there is a sacred beauty in minding your own becoming, in watering your roots without broadcasting the bloom, in growing in secret until your radiance is too bright to be ignored. There will be moments when you feel like nothing is changing, that you're still stuck in the same pain and the same struggle. But baby, healing ain't loud. Progress is not always dramatic. Sometimes it's the small daily choices, choosing not to react, choosing not to repeat, choosing not to return to what once broke you. And then one day you wake up and the hurt don't sting the same. The memory don't control your breathing. You look in the mirror and see a woman who's been through fire but now holds the flame in her hands. That, my dear, is progress. That is power. That is poetry. And let me tell you something else. God sees you, even when the world looks away, even when no one claps, even when no one calls. Your quiet transformation is being watched by heaven, and heaven rejoices over every step, no matter how small. You may think nobody notices your growth, but the right people, the ones with eyes that see and hearts that listen, they'll recognize your progress before you even open your mouth. They'll feel your peace before you speak. They'll respect the road you walk just by the way you stand. Let your light rise without announcement. Let your glow be your response. Let your life be a silent sermon that says, I made it not by fighting every battle, but by choosing myself again and again. And when the ones who tried to dim you come back around, looking for the old you, let your progress be so profound, so polished, so powerful that they don't even recognize you anymore. That is not revenge. That is revelation. So hold your head high, sugar. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them scoff. You just keep blooming. You just keep becoming. You just keep walking that sacred road of transformation, one step at a time. And know this, with every breath I've got left to give you, your progress will speak for you long after your pain has gone quiet. And ain't that the sweetest sound of all?
Come now, baby. Come rest in this circle of love. Let your shoulders fall. Let your tears flow if they need to, 'cause I'm gonna speak life into you. You see, what they don't teach you in school, what they don't print in newspapers or shout from pulpits, is the simple but sacred truth. Healing is a holy act. Oh yes, healing is holy. It is not soft. It is not weak. It is not the stuff of cowards. It is the brave soul's journey through darkness into dawn. It is the strong woman's walk through fire with blistered feet and a prayer on her lips. It is the man's decision to turn his scars into strength, not weapons. Healing, child, is sacred work. You see, there's a myth in this world that strength is all about noise, all about fighting, about clenching your fists, about shouting back louder than you were shouted at. But let me tell you, the truest strength is quiet. It's the kind that doesn't beg to be seen, the kind that rebuilds your soul in silence, brick by broken brick, until you are a temple again. And healing, oh, sweet healing, it takes time. It's not like flipping a switch or snapping your fingers. No, it moves like honey, slow and thick. It weaves itself into the corners of your being, wrapping your wounds in golden thread. Healing is holy because it honors what hurt you while refusing to let it define you. It takes the ache and shapes it into art. It takes the betrayal and forges it into boundaries. It takes the loss and somehow, some way, it makes room for love again. Baby, I know there are things you haven't spoken aloud, grief so deep they've taken up residence in your ribs. But your silence doesn't make them any less real. Your healing begins not when others see your pain, but when you decide to make peace with it. That's right, peace. Not perfection. Peace. Not pretending. Peace that says, I'm still here and I'm still rising. You may not be where you want to be yet. The road may be long and winding, but every step, every shaky, tear-streaked step is progress. And don't let this fast-talking world tell you that healing has to be beautiful. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it looks like sleeping too much, or crying at the sound of a song. Sometimes it looks like saying no when your whole life you've been taught to say yes. That's healing too. It's not always sunshine and soft music. Sometimes it's thunderstorms and silence. But you, dear heart, were made to weather storms. You were not made to live broken forever. You were made to rise like the morning sun, bright, bold, and unwavering. Let yourself grieve. Grieve the childhood you lost, the love that didn't last, the dreams that dissolved in the hands of time. Let the tears fall, but don't let them drown you. Let them water the soil of your rebirth. Because something holy happens when a wounded soul decides to mend. The heavens lean in, the angels applaud, the ancestors sing, because you with your hurt heart and trembling hands chose not to pass on the pain. You chose to pause. You chose to heal. And baby, that makes you a miracle. You see, anybody can stay bitter. Anybody can carry their wounds like trophies, showing them off as excuses to lash out. But it takes a different kind of soul to turn inward and ask, how can I grow from this? How can I love again? How can I trust again? That's sacred work. Healing means facing the mirror, not just the one on the wall, but the mirror in your heart. The one that reflects all the things you try to hide. The anger, the guilt, the fear, the sorrow.
Healing says, come sit beside me, old pain. I see you, I hear you, but you don't control me anymore. There's no timeline, no race. Some days you'll feel like you've climbed the mountain. Other days it'll feel like the mountain is sitting on your chest. That's okay, that's human, that's holy. Healing is not a straight path. It's a dance, a stumble, a spin, a slow sway back into your wholeness. And when the world tries to rush you, tries to shame you for not getting over it fast enough, you tell them, I'm not getting over, I'm getting through. That's healing. You are allowed to outgrow the people who broke you. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to speak your truth and protect your peace. You are allowed to say, I'm healing, and I don't need your permission to take my time. And listen, child, your healing won't always look like what you thought it would. Sometimes it won't even look like healing until you look back and realize, you didn't flinch this time. You didn't fall apart. You didn't go back to what hurt you. That's victory. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to prove it. The people who are meant to walk with you will notice the new light in your eyes, the steadiness in your step, the softness in your smile. You will become a living prayer, a testimony, a beacon. And when you stand there whole and glowing and unbothered, don't be surprised when those who once doubted you try to get close again. Let them see the healed version. Let them see what grace looks like in motion. You are healing, and that, my love, is holy ground. So walk it barefoot, walk it slow, walk it with your head high and your spirit free, because every scar on your heart is a chapter in your survival song. And baby, the melody, it's beautiful. Sing it, live it, be it. You are the miracle, and healing is your ministry.
Come now, my dear. Sit beside me in the stillness. Let me pour into your soul a truth wrapped in velvet and lined with fire. A truth so radiant, so powerful that if you dare to hold it close, it will carry you from the shadows to the sunrise. Success is your sanctuary. Not your sword, not your scream, not your revenge, but your sanctuary. Yes, yes. I know the temptation, the hunger to prove, the need to rise up and say, look at me now. The sweet, burning ache to show every soul who doubted you, dismissed you, disrespected you, that you've made it, that you are no longer the broken thing they left behind. But baby, listen to Mama Maya, true success is not performance. It's not a mask you wear to silence your enemies. It's not a show you stage to win the applause of the very ones who once turned their backs on you. True success is a sacred stillness. It's peace at the top of the mountain, not a parade. It's sleeping at night with a quiet mind and a clean heart. It's walking into a room and not needing validation because your spirit already knows its worth. You see, child, the best revenge is not becoming who they wanted. It's becoming who you were destined to be. They said you wouldn't make it, but here you are, still breathing, still believing, still becoming. That, my love, is success. They tried to bury you under gossip, under pain, under fear, but you turned that soil into a garden. And now every blossom that blooms from your life is proof that they did not win. That's success. They walked away when you needed them most. And you cried, oh yes, you cried. But you also rose. You rose with shaky legs and tear-streaked cheeks, and you kept on walking. You rebuilt your life with pieces of your broken heart, and you made it beautiful. That's success. Let them talk, let them watch, let them whisper in corners. Your joy is not their business. Your purpose is not their possession. You don't have to invite them into your peace to prove that you found it. Make your success your sanctuary. Let it be your sacred space. A place of wholeness, not bitterness. A place of grace, not revenge. Because the truth is, child, when you really make it, when you truly step into the fullness of your purpose, you won't want to look back. You won't want to waste breath explaining yourself to those who refuse to see your light. You'll be too busy shining. And oh, how sweet that shine is. When you walk in your purpose, your very existence is a testimony. Your laughter is a hymn. Your joy is a sermon. You won't need to raise your voice. The way you live will be enough. The way you love yourself will be enough. The way you protect your peace, choose your battles, and keep your dignity will be enough.
There's power in letting go, in releasing the need to be seen by those who chose to look away. There's power in not needing the last word because your life is the final word. Let your healing be your crown. Let your joy be your robe. Let your peace be your fortress. Success is not about the house you live in or the title you carry. No, child, success is knowing who you are and who you've become. It's looking in the mirror and saying, I made it. Not because I had everything, but because I made something out of the nothing they left me with. And once you know that, once you really know that, you won't need to prove anything to anyone. People will come back around, some with regret in their eyes, some with confusion, some with apology, and some with none. But you, my dear, will be so rooted in your sanctuary that you'll greet them not with revenge but with release. Thank you, you'll say. Thank you for showing me who I don't want to be. Thank you for the lesson. I bless you, but I won't go backward for you. And that, sweet soul, is success. It's not always loud. It doesn't always come with fanfare. Sometimes success is soft, a whisper of self-love. A morning you wake up and the pain no longer greets you first. A night when your dreams return. A day when you no longer question your beauty, your brilliance, your belonging. That is the kind of success they can't take from you. That's the kind of success that doesn't need defense. It just is. So don't chase the spotlight. Don't hunger for revenge through recognition. Instead, build your sanctuary. Brick by quiet brick. Word by kind word. Step by sacred step. Make a life that feels like freedom. Make a home in your own skin. Make joy the soundtrack of your soul. And when you've done that, when you've loved yourself so completely that no opinion can shake you, when you've honored your truth so fully that no lie can wound you, you'll stand taller, walk softer, love deeper. You'll know deep in your bones that you didn't need to defeat them to win. You only needed to become. So rise, my darling, not to show them, but because it is your birthright. Because joy is waiting for you on the other side of your pain. Because peace is calling your name like a lullaby sent from heaven. Rise and build your sanctuary. And when the world asks how you did it, you just smile and say, I turned my wounds into wisdom, my tears into triumph, and my success into sanctuary. I didn't fight back. I rose forward.
And baby, ain't that the sweetest kind of victory? Come sit, child. Sit in the hush of your own breath and listen. Listen not with your ears, but with a quiet, knowing place deep in your belly. That sacred place where the voice of your spirit speaks in the stillness. Now I want to talk to you about something the world doesn't always value, but heaven surely does. Self-love is your ultimate freedom. Oh yes, you heard me right. Not riches, not revenge, not applause, not even forgiveness from those who hurt you. Self-love. When the world turned its back on you, when they talked low about you, when they left you trembling in your own tears, what pulled you through wasn't their change of heart. It was you learning to see yourself through the eyes of God, through the lens of grace, through the mirror of survival. They told you to shrink, to be quiet, to be grateful for scraps. But baby, you are the whole banquet. You are not here to beg for crumbs. You are here to feast on the fullness of your worth. Self-love is not arrogance. It's not vanity. It's not loud or boastful. It's a quiet divine knowing, a soul-deep whisper that says, I belong here. I am enough. I am worthy just as I am. Let the world call it what they will. Let them misunderstand. That is not your burden. Your only task is to hold yourself in love the way the Creator holds the stars in the sky. With purpose, with beauty, with unwavering light. You see, freedom doesn't always look like walking away. Sometimes it looks like walking inward. There are chains that don't rattle, chains of self-doubt, chains of guilt, chains of shame that have been passed down from broken hands and heavy tongues. But when you love yourself, truly love yourself, those chains begin to fall. You start to see yourself not as a project, but as a poem, not as a problem to be solved, but as a person to be loved. You start to understand that your worth was never tied to who stayed or who left, who praised you or who punished you. Your worth, baby, was sealed the moment you took your first breath. They don't have to clap for you. They don't have to see your glow. The sun doesn't wait for applause before it rises.
and neither should you. Self-love is the moment you decide to stop asking others to validate what God already confirmed. It's in the way you speak to yourself in the dark. It's in the way you pick yourself up when no one else offers a hand. It's in the boundaries you set, in the peace you protect, in the dreams you pursue, not because someone said you could, but because your soul whispered that you must. And oh, how the world changes when you start to love yourself. Suddenly your no becomes sacred. Your yes becomes intentional. Your presence becomes a gift, not a compromise. You don't chase anymore. You don't beg anymore. You simply be, and that, child, is freedom. Let me tell you something, when you love yourself, you stop looking for homes and hearts that don't know how to hold you. You stop dancing for affection. You stop performing for praise. You realize that the love you were searching for in others was waiting for you in the mirror. And when you find that love, when you embrace yourself fully, scars and all, you become unstoppable. You'll see people come and go. Some will cheer, some will sneer. But you won't bend for either. You'll stay rooted, grounded in love. Because the most powerful thing a person can be in this world is unapologetically whole. That doesn't mean perfect. No, baby, not at all. Self-love doesn't mean you never doubt. It doesn't mean you never cry. It means you no longer abandon yourself when things get hard. You no longer treat your wounds like curses. You no longer run from the truth of who you are. You become your own safe place. You become the shoulder you cry on, the hand that lifts you, the voice that affirms you. And let me tell you, the world can't take that from you, because the world didn't give it. That kind of love, that comes from deep within, from the divine breath in your lungs, from the holy fire in your spirit, from the storms you've survived, from the love you've given, even when your cup was empty. And child, when you start to live like that, when you start to move in the fullness of your self-love, you'll stop measuring your worth by what you earn or what you prove. You'll realize that your value isn't tied to productivity, that rest is not laziness, it's resistance. That joy is not frivolous, it's a form of justice. That loving yourself is not optional, it's essential. You will rise not just for yourself, but for every version of you that was once told you weren't enough. You'll stand tall for the little girl who was told to sit down, for the young man who was told he'd never make it, for the broken soul who thought the pain would never end. You will rise because you are the answered prayer of who you used to be. That is the power of self-love. It's not loud, it's not boastful, it's not always visible, but it is liberating. It breaks generational curses. It rewrites old stories. It births new legacies. So love yourself, baby, fiercely, tenderly, unapologetically. Love yourself on your good days and your growing days. Love yourself through the mess and the magic. Love yourself until your presence becomes a protest and your peace becomes a revolution. Because when you love yourself, truly love yourself, you become free, and once you taste that kind of freedom, nothing and no one can cage you again. That's not just a lesson, that's deliverance. Now go on, child. Look in that mirror, say your name with reverence. Hold your heart like a sacred thing. Because it is. Because you are. And never forget. Self-love is not selfish. It's survival. It's strength. It's the greatest freedom you'll ever know.